Set underscore state is the most trickiest method in all magic methods. So it's okay if you watch this video again and again. Okay. The static set underscore state magic method is called when the variable underscore export function is called on our object. So first a little detail about variable underscore export function. This method takes two parameters. First one is variable or object. Second one is an optional parameter. These brackets show that this parameter is optional, but it should be a boolean value which may be true or false. By default, its value is false. Variable underscore export function returns a parsable string representation of a variable or an object. Parsable string representation means it returns a string that represents a PHP code. Or in simple words, this function converts a variable or an object into a PHP code. We can run that PHP code using PHP eval function. Now, if we give true as a second parameter, then variable underscore export returns the PHP code as a string instead of outputting it. And if false, then it output the PHP code in the browser. Okay, now here we have a class test with two private properties, value 1 and value 2, and a constructor that is setting default values of these two properties. And here we are creating an object of test class and passing it to a variable underscore export function. Now it should return a valid PHP code. Let's see what it will print. And this is the PHP code that our variable underscore export function returns. This code is calling set underscore state method of test class and passing it an array of all properties and values. Variable underscore export method is outputting the code in the browser. Okay, now I have made a little change here. As I told you, if we pass it true as a second parameter, then it will return the PHP code as a string. So here we are passing true and then assigning the result to a variable string code. Let's see the result again. Nothing is printing because now result is in string code variable and we have to print it using echo. It is exactly the same as we have already seen in the browser. Now, if we pass PHP code as a string to eval function, it executes that code. So let's pass this string code variable to eval function to execute it. Okay. And save. Now let's see the result again. And a fatal error that a call to undefined method of a class test because we haven't defined set underscore state method in our test class yet. So it means variable underscore export function cannot produce executable PHP code for the test class without a set underscore state method defined. So let's do it. But note one thing here, when set underscore state method is called, an array of key value pair of properties is passed to it as an argument. So we have to define set underscore state method that is taking one array as a parameter. Okay, now let's do it. Now here we have defined a static method double underscore set underscore state. This is accepting one parameter, which is an array. This array will be automatically given by PHP and it will be a key value pair of properties of current object of test class. But what should we put in our set underscore state method? That is completely up to you. Whatever you do, at the end, it should produce a valid PHP code. And that's it. And what we are doing in this method, here we are creating a new test object and setting the value of its both properties. Just changing the second property value a little bit. And then returning this object. And that's it. Now, when we will call variable underscore export function on our test object, PHP will prepare a string that will be a PHP code, and that code will be calling set underscore state method of test class, and an array of properties and their values will be passed to the method as an argument. And when this string will be passed to eval function, it will execute it and set underscore state method will be called, which will return a new test class object. Now, let's see this in the browser. No fatal error, because we have defined set underscore state method in our class, and that method is returning an object that is considered to be a valid PHP code. So you can do anything in your set underscore state method, but at the end it should return a valid PHP code.